She wasn't running from a man. She was running from a billionaire surveillance ecosystem. On her wrist, a platinum bracelet that wasn't a piece of jewelry, but a biometric tracker injected into the bone. If her heart stopped, the alarm would sound at the private island security center. If she strayed more than 2 kilometers from the mansion, a paralyzing electric charge would be fired directly into her bloodstream. To escape the man the world calls the philanthropist of the century, she needed to do the unthinkable. She had to stop her own heart. The police of the small coastal town didn't believe it when a woman covered in mud, wearing only a torn silk dress and holding a homemade defibrillator, collapsed in the lobby. She didn't ask for protection. She handed over an external hard drive wrapped in bubble wrap and said 5 words that made the veteran chief turn pale. They are not human inside. What she revealed in the first minutes of her statement wasn't about betrayal or common domestic violence. It was about an architecture of mind control funded by cutting-edge technology profits. Her husband, the billionaire who dines with presidents, didn't treat her as a wife. She was prototype 04. While the police tried to understand how that woman had crossed the ocean in a lifeboat without being detected by the island's thermal radars, the station's lighting system began to flicker. Her husband wasn't going to send lawyers. He was going to send a reset command. What she carried on that hard drive was proof that the world's greatest fortunes are being used for something much more sinister than the accumulation of assets. There is a technological sect that believes the bodies of elite women are the perfect hardware for a consciousness that shouldn't exist. The first page of the file was opened. The photo showed an operating room hidden under a golf course. And what was being implanted in those women will make you want to throw your cell phone in the trash right now. The police chief opened the first folder on the hard drive, and the silence in the room became suffocating. They weren't photos of mistresses or tax documents. They were records of biological property. The 400-page marriage contract she signed didn't mention the division of assets, but rather the total surrender of her central nervous system. The billionaire didn't want a partner. He needed a vessel. Every billionaire in that sect, which included owners of satellite networks and artificial intelligence moguls, owned a wife who served as a living server. She revealed that beneath the perfect skin and impeccable plastic surgery, those women carried neural processing chips that mined data while they slept. Their brains were being used to train the algorithms that today control what you buy and who you vote for. The police saw photos of surgical scars hidden along the hairline, made with robotic precision. Her testimony became even more disturbing. We weren't allowed to dream. If the sensor detected unauthorized REM sleep activity, the chip triggered a sedative. They were luxury slaves on a human data farm. The billionaire didn't love her. He calibrated her. Every time they appeared smiling on a red carpet, she was actually under the influence of dopamine modulation controlled by an app on his phone. What shocked the world wasn't the cruelty, but the scale. She gave the names. And the names were the same ones that appear in the acknowledgments of self-help and philanthropy books. Suddenly, the police station's monitor began displaying lines of code instead of the photos. The flesh contract had a digital self-destruct clause. While the chief screamed for the IT technician to save the files, the woman cowered in the corner of the room, covering her ears. She knew what was coming next. The contract wasn't just paper and code. It was alive inside her. The final proof was being erased in real time, but she held a secret that no software could delete. What she carried in her womb wasn't a human baby, but the first heir to an intelligence that never should have left that island. The woman took a deep breath and described what happened every Friday at 3 a.m. in the mansion's basement. What the world saw as charity dinners was merely a facade. When the waiters and regular staff were dismissed, the masters of the world descended into a lead-lined bunker. Down there, no words were spoken. The silence was absolute. She described a black oak table where 12 billionaires sat with their wives. The women didn't eat. They stood behind their husbands, their hands resting on metal plates connected to the table. She revealed to the police that, at that moment, the minds of those women were fused into a biological cloud. The billionaire used the wives' cerebral processing to simulate war scenarios, market fluctuations, and social collapses. While the husbands toasted with $10,000 wines, the women suffered imperceptible micro-seizures under the dim light. The sparkle in their eyes, which gossip magazines called radiant happiness, was actually the side effect of electricity frying their neurons. The account grew even more sinister. She saw a wife being discarded. When a woman's brain reached its limit and began to show processing errors, what they called depression, she wasn't taken to a hospital. She was taken to the South Sector. 3 days later, the billionaire would appear on the news mourning his wife's tragic suicide, while a new model was already being prepared in a Swiss lab to replace her. They swap out our parts as if we were iPhones, she told the chief, pulling back a lock of hair to reveal a small metallic port at the base of her skull. The police realized the sect wasn't religious, it was evolutionary. They were using female biology to create a collective collective superintelligence that no government could track. But there was a mistake at the Banquet of the Silent last week. One of the women managed to send an external signal, and that signal didn't go to the police, but to something hidden at the bottom of the ocean, waiting for the coordinates to rise to the surface. O delegado neo, teve tempo de chamar reforcos. No exedo momento em que a mulher descreviu o que estava crescendo em SCU utero. O som de todos os aparelhos eletrónicos de delegacia mudo. Neo era ruido, era uma frequência, tom tau agudo que os policiais cumcarama sangre pelo nariz. Ela olhou para a câmara de segurança e sorriu pela primeira vez. Sorriso vazio, mecânico. El chegaram para a atualização. Ela se OHD externo que continha as provas simplesmente deratu sobre a mesa de metal, transformando-as em uma poca de plástico e silicio fervante. Mas a prova final neo era digital. A mulher se levantou e abriu a palma de mão. Sob a pele, algo se movia. Neo iram veias, iram filamentos de fibra óptica biológica que estavam reescrevendo o DNA dela em tempo real. Ela revelou última e mais terrível parte do plano. Aceita neo queria apenas processar dados. Els queriam a imortalidade. O BB que ela carregava era a consciência digital do marido, pronta para ser transferida para corpo biológico jovem e geneticamente modificado. As luzes da cidade inteira se apagaram por 10 segundos. Quando a energia voltou, a sala de interrogatório estava vazia. Neo havia sinais de luta. Neo havia marcas de arrombamento. A mulher, o delegado e os dois investigadores simplesmente deixaram de existir. As câmaras de transito ao redor da delegacia mostram apenas claro de luz branca e comboio de furgos pretos sem placas que seguiu dirico ao aeroporto privado. No dia seguinte, o Billionaire apareceu em uma transmissão ao vivo, doando bilhete de dólares para a construção de hospitais psiquiátricos. Ele parecia mais jovem, mais lucido, ao lado dele, uma nova mulher, idêntica àquela que havia fugido, sorria para as câmaras. A polícia civil fechou o caso em menos de 24 horas. O veredito oficial, delirio coletivo causado por vazamento de gás na delegacia. OHD nunca existiu. A mulher nunca nasceu. Mas, se você prestar atenção nos termos de uso de qualquer aplicativo que baixarhoje, verá uma cláusula escrita em letras minúsculas. O usuário concorda em ceder sua atividade neural para fins de otimização evolutiva. O bilionário neo perdeu a esposa. Ele apenas trocou o hardware. E agora, o sinal que ela enviou do fundo da alma já foi captado. A pergunta neo é mais se eles estão nos controlando. A pergunta é, quanto do SCU cerebro ainda pertence a você?